Hello everyone! Today we are making a stunning 3D flower that's so easy to make with fun mixed media techniques anyone can try, and even some top secret ones that might be a little bit mind-blowing. Let's get right into it. This piece is for sale now on my website abcreativeofficial.com. Now I'll tell you what I fancy doing today. Another flower, the flower I haven't tried before, kind of similar a bit to poppies but different. The flower is called anemone and they have so many colors, and I would like to make it 3D with some textures. I think this is going to be the midsection. I think I wanted this size, maybe a bit smaller, and maybe 2 or 3 more. Sketched one quickly and I'm just going over with a thicker pencil. This is a really rough sketch because once I add the 3D element, I'm sure stuff will change. Now I can position it where I want and I can just transfer it onto the canvas. You don't have to use your nails, you can use any kind of, don't use a sharp object, however, something that's got an edge. Or you can just draw over and that will transfer the lines as well. This method, I find it super efficient and you have it in 10 seconds. There you go. How I'm going to do the 3D parts, which I'm quite excited about. I've got some leftover purpose filler and I was thinking that I use for various textures, but I thought if I make it a bit more runny, maybe it'll be easy to create those petals, 3D petals. So let me transfer it here. I didn't plan on having it pink, but the jar was a bit dirty, so now I am adding some titanium white and mixing it together. This is my first experiment like this. I just wonder if it works. I'll be so happy because that will help me create some more interesting 3D textures. And I definitely didn't want it pink, but I'm going to paint it anyway, so that doesn't matter. We've got something like cream cheese at the moment. The question is, how is it going to dry? Promising. How is that going to behave here? Well, we'll see. The moment of truth. I'm pretty anxious. Every time I start something completely new, I'm like, oh, how is that going to work? I've got some water just in case things go wrong. Okay, so let's start here. Oh, spreads nicely. Well, obviously I want each petal to be defined. It's good I can scrape it off. So the ones behind should be done first. I think it's going to be fun. Oh, yes. All right. I'm sure I can fix some imperfections later. At the moment, this is my first time ever. So now I can put some on top of this one. So it's good to have a reference, you know, oh, I'm doing this one now. So somewhere here. And again, does not have to be identical. Yay. Did it. Oh, so just 3 left. Okay, let's just try and position something here, which I think I'm going to slightly change because I do like this one. This one is like a bit curved. I'm trying to curve it. Curving the whole canvas at the moment. I'm liking the texture. It's so much fun. Oh, I put a lot on my palette, probably too much. Way too much. Really focus on the petals at the moment, but I love the effect. Okay, so this one is going to be overlapping. Well, you know what? I like it. What do you think at the moment? Now with the second one I should be a bit wiser, so I am doing all the petals underneath first. Okay, now with the stems. How do I do the stems? Since I've got some leftover paste, I've decided to add some textures to the edges. So let's just add a bit of texture. Or I've got another idea. Oh, I wonder. Let me show you something in a minute. So I'm building some textures around. I think I'm not going to add any patterns. However, I've got something in mind I might bring. As you've noticed, I'm just building the edges thicker. I don't want this area to be overpowering. You are still waiting for me to bring the magic thing. Okay, now I wonder what you'll say. Tell me you didn't expect that. What is she thinking? I don't know. I don't know. I think some of them might be slightly too big. Yeah. All right. Watch that. Okay, I don't want them so huge. Have you seen anything like it? I mean, I haven't. But to be honest, there's nothing new under the sun, so probably somebody was using it. And if you have, I would love to see that. I would really love to see that. Seems to be lots of big ones. Don't worry, I'm not going to consume the rest. I'm not going to eat it from the table. And it's not going to look like this, don't worry as well. It's going to be different. Do you know what made me think of it? Because those mid parts, they've got like lovely seeds. And I thought maybe I could use something around to resemble that. Don't worry, I've got a plan how to keep it in place. I actually do. I was going to paint it with white, but then I had a thought. I recently bought this to paint my furniture. I just sprayed it a bit and I'm liking the effect. I really do. I'm only thinking that perhaps I want something more creamy. So I've got this time. This is my pouring mix with water, and I put in burnt umber. I used champagne by my Artscape and titanium white. So that's all in here, and water. And I'm just wondering whether I'll be able to spray using this or not. So I'll just do it in a piece of rubbish first. Oh, it's not really spraying as I wanted. It does work really well when I have water in it, so that means that this has to be more runny. Well, I'll just try anyway. I wanted a bit of this color. I'm going to dab it, don't worry. So as you can see, I'm just touching some areas when there's too much. But I do like this slight change of color here. Salt is pretty well stuck. I will be adding varnish and some more paint, so it's going to be completely secure. I think it's the time to actually make the mid parts now, since I'm quite happy. Once I add more white, I'll be even more happy, just to tone it down a bit, especially the flowers here. Quite like the dark edges. I'll try to do the midsection now. I'll be using just a filler. Because I want it more solid. Okay, so what do we need now? We need some kind of patterns. There'll be some lines, something like. I hope I'm not cutting it through, because then I won't be able to lift it up. You're asking me what I'm doing. I'm not sure at the moment. Now, I do want some little sections at the end, and quite a lot of them. How do I do that? I can just roll some really small ones. That will be quite time consuming. And the other option is to make some imprints. Maybe that makes more sense. I need something really small. I was looking around and I just had an idea. So I cut a bit of a straw, a very old one by the way, and I'm going to roll it together because I want to make a little, very small tube. You'll see in a minute what I'm thinking. I was looking around everywhere for something that will give me like a small dimension like this, and I couldn't find anything. A small cable probably would work, but I didn't have any. So I thought I'm going to make my own tool. You don't have something, you can make it. And now I changed my design, so this is going to be the mid part. Do you think it's too big? I'm really improvising here. In the middle there's going to be this central part, but this, let's just create all those little seeds around. Oh yes, it works, look at this. I'm not trying to make them like perfect, they are overlapping. I'm going to keep that special tool. It might be useful for another design. And now this part, I might even dig some of this away. By the way, there are some lines. Happy, happy, I'm happy. And now just a little bit. I think that does look like the mid part, don't you think so? So now the second part. So I'm just going to repeat the process. Mid parts are stuck and completely dry. I'm just mixing the same brown and champagne, a very small amount, and I'm just going to dab it here. Some sections are a tiny bit darker, some lighter, but it's going to change once I apply white anyway. At the moment, we leave it like this. My plan is to spray everything with just a mist of white instead of dabbing some paint on. First I thought maybe I would just pour over, but I'm liking it too much. I actually like this kind of rough concrete look, a bit more beige and creamy, but still really like it. However, I thought if I spray it, I'm going to lose some of the lovely patterns here. So I'm just going to touch the midsection with white. Just like that, not too much. If you put too much, it will get into all the crevices. See that? So I want it darker underneath and lighter on top, and that's exactly what I'm getting now. Not sure about the mid part, I might wipe it off. This is one of those moments that I think, well, this crazy contraption I made actually worked so well. I'm very, very happy with it. Okay, now we are ready to spray. So I'm going outside. I'm going to use the same water-based white paint. I'll show you. That's the one I'm using. But white, this is black. Okay, see you in a minute. So I've just sprayed it and I'm thinking, do I want some sections to be darker? I'm just going to wipe some bits off. I can always add some darker bits to the flowers, but I'm pretty happy with the background. And this, of course, will take it off. So now I'm looking at it, and this is the leftover spray from the corners. So I might just add a little bit of this color. I think that's going to look really nice. I don't want to overdo it because I'm actually liking this lovely light color. I'm really curious how many of you would want to try it. And if you do, please send me a picture via Instagram. Because on every Friday I post my followers' pieces, I mean inspired by my work. I would really appreciate if you post your work on social media. It would be awesome if you could mention me as a source of inspiration. I would really appreciate that. I just wanted to add a little bit of gold to the flowers. I might try copper. Might be a bit too dark, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm leaving it to dry. And then I'll either come back with gold or not. Look what I found. Oh, the selection of possible metallics. Pearl deep brown, bronze, Aztec gold. Well, this is the gold I usually use, but I think it's too yellow for this piece. So what if I make my own mix? Let's put a bit of this marmalade. Gorgeous. Pearl deep brown. How about this? Perfect for my purpose. Really like it, but now I want it a bit lighter. Pearl white, so let's take some here. That's a gorgeous color. Look at this. Is it too dark? It's beautiful. I do like it. Let's go full on and make some of you very happy, because I bought something exciting. Accidentally, I actually bought this instead of gold. And now I think, yeah, let's just be brave. So, where do I want it? So you brush it on. Wondering if that's enough. Because I can't see much, I can just see the foam. Let's see if I'm going to like it. I hope so. I've never used this copper color before. So now I have to wait around 15 minutes and we're going to apply the sheets. If it looks horrible, well, I can't see why, but if I don't like it, I'll just take it off. Alright, 15 minutes, so that will be 20 past 11. So early today. Ready. Ooh, so nice. Okay, I think that's it. So I've got a really soft one and an average one as well. Did I apply too much? Looks like a bit too much here. Or maybe a softer brush works better. Yes. I wonder if this copper one is a bit stronger. I'll shake it all off. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I don't know what happened here, but I'll just scrape it off. Oh, look at this part. That's looking lovely. I like to keep those bits for resin. You know, I like keeping everything that I might utilize. So at the moment, I love it. This section will probably be too much. It looks really nice, but I think they are too thick for my liking. You might like it, but I prefer some subtle lines. So these are a bit too much for me. Well, there we are. I absolutely love mixed media and experimentation, as I'm sure you all know, so I really hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and don't forget this piece is for sale now on my website. I have a new video premiering every Saturday, so consider subscribing if you haven't, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!